In this video, we are going to see linear time invariant continuous time systems. Our learning objective are what is LTA system, what is impulse response, what is the convolution integral, then what are the types of convolution and types of LTI system. So first, let us know what is linear time invariant system. So from the name itself, we can understand a system that satisfies linearity property as well as time invariant property, then that system is called as linear time invariant system. So x of t is the input and y of t is the output. Next, let us see what is impulse response. So for a system, when we give impulse signal as input, you will be getting a response or output. So that response is called as impulse response. So it is denoted as h of t in case of continuous time system, h of n in case of discrete time system. So del of t is equal to 1 for t equal to 0. This is impulse input, unit impulse input. So for t equal to 0, you will be getting 1, and for remaining values of t, its value is equal to 0. So next important topic is convolution integral. So this is used to express the relation between input and output of an LTI system. So for any system, there will be an impulse response for that. So by knowing the impulse response for any input, we can calculate the output. That is, y of t is the output. So y of t equal to x of t convolution of h of t. So convolution integral is used for relating the input as well as output for an LTI system. Here y of t is the output of LTI, x of t is the input of LTI, and h of t is the impulse response of LTI. Types of convolution. So there are two types of convolution: continuous convolution, and the second one is discrete convolution. So if you are using convolution for continuous time system means, then it is called as continuous convolution. If you are using the convolution for discrete time system means, then it is called as discrete convolution. So continuous convolution means it is called as convolution integral. Discrete convolution means it is called as convolution sum. So first, continuous convolution. So this is a continuous LTI system. X of t is the input, y of t is the output, y of t equal to x of t convolution of h of t. So this is the formula for continuous convolution or convolution integral, since here we are having integration. So integral minus infinity to infinity x of tau into h of t minus tau into d tau. Otherwise, this can be written as integral minus infinity to infinity x of t minus tau into h of tau into d tau. The second one is discrete convolution. So this convolution is also called as convolution sum, because here we are using summation. So y of n is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Otherwise we can write like this also: summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n minus k into h of k. So the next one is properties of convolution. So there are three important properties. The first one is commutative property, second one is distributive property, and the third one is associative property. So commutative property means x1 of t convolution of x2 of t is equivalent to x2 of t convolution of x1 of t. That means if we interchange the terms, you will be getting the same answer. Then distributive property: x1 of t convolution of x2 of t plus x3 of t can be written as x1 of t convolution of x2 of t plus x1 of t convolution of x3 of t. So this is called as distributive property. Third one is associative property: x1 of t convolution of x2 of t convolution of x3 of t can be written as x1 of t convolution of x2 of t the whole convolution of x3 of t. So this property is called as associative property. Next, there are four important types of LTI system. The first one is causal system, the second one is memoryless system, third one is invertibility, and the fourth one is stability. So first, causal system. So the system is said to be causal if the impulse response is 0 for t less than 0. Already we have seen causal system in the classification of system. The same meaning here also, but here it is applied to the impulse response of the system. That means impulse response is equal to 0 for t less than 0. For negative t values, impulse response is equal to 0. The second one is memoryless system. A memoryless system is one whose output y of t depends on the present input. That means the output depends only on the present input but not on the past or future input values. So h of t equal to 0 for t not equal to 0, y of t equal to k into x of t, where k is a constant. So the next one is invertibility. The system is invertible only if an inverse of the system exists. That means h of t is a system function and its inverse system is denoted by h1 of t. So if there is an inverse system means then definitely output will be equivalent to the input. So this is our original system, this is our inverse system. When we connect these two in series, you will be getting the input as the output. So for an invertible system, the following conditions should be satisfied. H of t, convolution of h1 of t is equal to del of t, unit impulse function. Then the last one is stability. So a system is said to be stable if every bounded input produces an bounded output. So this is the condition for stability. Integral minus infinity to infinity modulus of h of t into dt should be a finite value. That means it should be less than infinity. Then that system is said to be a stable system.